This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Monday, July 14th. I'm James Spann. Typical summer weather today, but big changes coming up through midweek. We don't say that a lot in the middle of summertime around here. Let's go in there and investigate things this morning. This is the big picture, the water vapor satellite view, and clearly you can see a very strong upper low that is north of the Great Lakes, and that will be digging down over the eastern U.S. in coming days, pushing a cold front down through here and helping to provide a good chance of rain tonight and tomorrow morning, and then a refreshing air mass on Wednesday and Thursday. There's a look at temperatures early this morning. You can see some 40s near the Canadian border, and we're not looking at 40s here, but I do think many of the cooler pockets will see lows in the 50s by Wednesday and Thursday morning. That'll feel awfully good, much like the weather we enjoyed back around the 4th of July. There's the watch warning map, flash flood watches for parts of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and New England. And the hot weather is out west. While we have the big trough in the east, we got a big ridge in the west, so some heat advisories up for parts of Oregon and Washington State and Nevada. In advance of the cold front, a chance of strong to severe storms later today and tonight, from near Little Rock and Memphis all the way to New York City. That kind of clips the northwestern corner of Alabama around the shoals. All of Kentucky and West Virginia involved in that. Storms should be weakening by the time they reach us after midnight tonight, but we'll keep an eye on developments to the north. And then tomorrow, there is no formal risk, but we do have the low 5% severe weather possibilities over the southern two-thirds of the state as that boundary keeps on pushing down to the south. And then by Wednesday, a dry air mass, and there's no green for most of Alabama. That is very unusual for summertime. But boy, despite the dry days on Wednesday and Thursday, potential for some really good summer rain here over the next 7 days. This is the 5-day QPF valid through Saturday morning. To the west, some 5-inch totals possible for places like Shreveport and Sherman-Denison, Texas. In Alabama, the amounts vary from about 3 inches over the Tennessee Valley down to 1 inch on the Gulf Coast. And again, this is just through Saturday morning, and beyond that, we're expecting more rain through the weekend, as you'll see. Tropics remain extremely quiet, and we're not going to have to worry about that anytime soon. All right, let's look at the modeling. This is the OZGFS valid today at 1 o'clock local time, and this is at 500 millibars. And you can see the high amplitude pattern developing, that big trough over the Great Lakes. We'll be digging south, and down below that, the surface front at midday should be near the Ohio River. And ahead of that, we might see a little pop-up afternoon storm today, but probably not too many. This is the HRRR at 6 o'clock, and you can see the more organized storms beginning to push into extreme North Alabama at that point. So, you know, most of the day today should be relatively dry with just the typical chance of widely scattered storms. Clearly, the better chance of rain will be late tonight. This is 3 a.m. off the high-res NAM, and it's got some fairly healthy showers and storms coming in here. So, again, a little unusual for summer, but that's the way this week is going to be. A pretty decent chance of showers and storms for the north-central part of the state after midnight tonight. And then by 1 o'clock tomorrow, really, the dry air begins to work in here. So the modeling is really suggesting, I'd say, the main window for showers and storms from roughly 9 o'clock tonight until 12 noon tomorrow. And I know a lot of people need rain. Some don't. Some, had some big stationary downpours yesterday, but certainly a good chance most everybody gets some rain tonight and tomorrow morning. There's the GFS, a little slower on this map, but again, I do think the bulk of the rain should be over by midday tomorrow. And then Wednesday, wow, look at that. A big trough over the east. Down below that, a dry air mass in place. What a comfortable day. Bright, sunny weather, low humidity. These are lows early Wednesday morning coming off the NAM. And let me tell you what, it's got temperatures around 50 up in the Tennessee Valley, like Huntsville showing at 51, Coleman showing at 55. I mean, we're going to be close to seeing some upper 40s up in there. It's got Birmingham at 63, but clearly we're going to be down there around 60, maybe some 50s. Early Wednesday, and I think the same thing Thursday, and at some point we're probably going to see some record lows. There's a look at the daytime on Thursday. Again, just gorgeous, sunny, low humidity, highs low to mid-80s. It doesn't get any nicer. This is much like that amazing little snap we had back around the 4th of July. But Friday, look what's back. The moisture surges back in here with this next disturbance coming in from the west, and that means a good chance of showers and storms by Friday afternoon. And there's a look at Saturday, and that looks like a relatively wet day. I don't think it's going to rain all day, but certainly summer rain is likely. The sky will be cloudy with highs only in the low and mid-80s because of the clouds and showers. So if you got something planned outdoors on Saturday, be aware of that. Sunday, again, a pretty deep plume of moisture stays in place. The dynamic forcing might be a bit weaker, but still certainly a chance of showers and storms. And here's next week on Monday, got a heat bubble that's centered over New Mexico. The westerlies are up north, and again on the periphery of the heat bubble, we have this northwesterly flow aloft, and that opens the door for these waves coming down from the northwest. And again, that looks relatively wet, so we'll have those 2 dry days, Wednesday and Thursday. And other than that, it's a relatively wet pattern here through early next week. Let's go deeper in the forecast. This is the end of the month, around the 28th of July. Woo boy, look at that pattern. Big upper high over the Great Plains and a really deep trough on the East Coast. And if that happens to be correct, we could see another refreshing air mass at the end of the month. Now, we rarely ever see those at, late July. That, climatologically speaking, is the peak of the summer heat. But certainly that would be welcome if that happens. And there's the 29th. That's the end of the forecast, and that would be dry and relatively pleasant. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock today. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.